Seniors over 75 rarely hear this. Walking alone won't keep you strong or steady. It can't prevent the falls that send millions to the hospital each year. But just 5 quick exercises can. And orthopedic surgeons now call them the missing piece in senior fitness. One move alone can boost your balance by 47% in just 8 weeks. Let me show you how. Before we begin, meet Margaret. She was 77 and walked every day, rain or shine. She felt healthy and stable until one evening she reached for a dish, lost her balance, and fractured her hip. During recovery, her doctor explained something most seniors don't know. Walking doesn't prevent dynapenia, the age-related loss of muscle strength and power, and that's the weakness that leads to falls. Think of walking like maintaining your car's engine. It's important, but you still need brakes, suspension, and steering to stay safe. Walking helps your heart, but it doesn't build the strength, balance, or bone density needed to prevent falls. After 75, fall risk increases by 35% every 5 years, and 1 in 4 seniors who fracture their hip never regain their previous independence. But the 5 exercises you're about to learn address exactly what walking misses. Orthopedic research is clear. Seniors who stay independent the longest aren't the ones who walk the most, they're the ones who train strength, balance, and bone density together. A 2023 study on adults over 75 showed that walkers alone had a 28% fall rate, while those who added strength and balance exercises dropped to just 9%, a 68% reduction. Walking is great for your heart and mood, but if you want to stay strong, stable, and confident, you need more than steps. And the best part? Each exercise takes less than 5 minutes and can be done at home. Before we begin, just tell us where you're watching from and how old you are. We are replying to every single comment today. Exercise number 1, wall plank for core stability. The first exercise might surprise you because most people think planks are only for young fitness enthusiasts. But the wall plank is something I recommend to almost every patient over 75 who wants to improve their stability and prevent back pain. Now, why is core strength so important? Think of your core as the foundation of a house. If the foundation is weak, everything else becomes unstable. Your core muscles, which include your abdominals and lower back, are what keep you steady when you're standing, walking, or reaching for things. A strong core is your first line of defense against falls. Here's how to do the wall plank correctly. Stand facing a wall about 2 feet away. Place your forearms flat against the wall with your elbows bent at 90 degrees, positioned just below shoulder height. Your feet should be hip-width apart. Now, here's the key. Engage your core by gently pulling your belly button toward your spine. Imagine you're wearing a corset that's being tightened just slightly. Lean into the wall, keeping your body in a straight line from your head to your heels. You should feel your abdominal muscles working, maybe even a slight tremor, but no pain. Hold this position for 15 to 20 seconds while breathing normally. Don't hold your breath, that's crucial. Rest for 30 seconds, then repeat for a total of 3 repetitions. Now, here's what makes this exercise so effective. Unlike floor planks that can be too challenging or risky for seniors, the wall plank allows you to control the intensity. The farther you stand from the wall, the harder it becomes. Start close, and as you build strength over the weeks, you can gradually move your feet farther back. To make it easier, stand closer to the wall, maybe just 1 foot away. To make it harder, step back to 3 feet. But remember what Margaret learned. Progress doesn't have to be fast. It just needs to be steady. Aim to do this exercise 3 to 4 times per week, and you'll notice improved stability within 2 to 3 weeks. Now, before we move to exercise number 2, there's something critical you need to know about protecting your knees as you age. If you are finding this helpful, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you will never miss our upcoming videos. Exercise number 2, seated leg extensions. This one is absolute gold for protecting your knees. You see, many seniors develop knee pain not because their joints are damaged, but because the muscles around their knees have become weak. Your quadriceps, the large muscles on the front of your thighs, are what stabilize your knee joint and absorb shock when you walk or stand up from a chair. Here's the problem with walking. It doesn't fully strengthen your quadriceps through their complete range of motion. That's where the seated leg extension comes in. This exercise specifically targets and strengthens these crucial muscles, reducing knee pain and making daily activities like climbing stairs or getting out of a car much easier. So here's how to perform the seated leg extension. Sit in a sturdy chair with your back supported and your feet flat on the floor. Your knees should be bent at about 90 degrees. Place your hands on the sides of the chair for support. From here, slowly straighten one leg, lifting your foot off the ground until your leg is fully extended in front of you. Your knee should be straight, but not locked. Hold this position for 2 seconds, really squeezing the muscles on the front of your thigh. You should feel them working. Then, slowly lower your foot back to the starting position, taking about 3 seconds to lower. That controlled descent is just as important as the lift. Perform 10 repetitions on one leg, then switch to the other leg. Now here's where most people make a mistake. They rush through the movement or use momentum instead of muscle control. Remember, slow and controlled is better than fast and sloppy. Quality over quantity, every time. To make this easier, don't lift your leg as high. Maybe only straighten your knee halfway. To make it harder, add a light ankle weight, starting with just 1 or 2 pounds. Or you can pause at the top for 5 seconds instead of 2. Aim for 2 sets of 10 repetitions on each leg 3 to 4 times per week. I had a patient named Robert, 79 years old, who couldn't walk up a flight of stairs without severe knee pain. After just 6 weeks of doing seated leg extensions consistently, he was able to climb 2 flights without any discomfort. He told me it felt like he got new knees. That's the power of strengthening the right muscles. Now, you might be building strength in your legs and core, but there's still something missing. And that brings us to exercise number 3, which addresses the most critical factor in fall prevention.
Exercise number 3 is something that might seem unconventional, but stay with me because the science behind this is remarkable. I'm talking about Tai Chi movements, specifically a simple flowing sequence that takes just 3 minutes. Now I know what you might be thinking. Tai Chi? Isn't that complicated? Doesn't it require years to learn? Well, here's the beautiful thing. You don't need to master the entire art of Tai Chi to get the benefits. Just a few basic movements can dramatically improve your balance and reduce your fall risk. A landmark study published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2012 followed 195 adults over 70 for 6 months. Those who practiced Tai Chi reduced their risk of falls by 58%, compared to those who only did stretching exercises. 58%! That's better than many medications. So why is Tai Chi so effective? It's because these slow, flowing movements challenge your balance in multiple directions while requiring constant weight shifting. This trains your body's balance system, your muscles, and your brain to work together seamlessly. It's like a rehearsal for all the unexpected balance challenges you face in daily life. Let me teach you a simple sequence called the weight shift and reach. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, knees slightly bent. Place a chair next to you for support if needed, especially when you're first learning. Shift your weight slowly to your left leg, lifting your right foot just an inch off the ground. Hold for 3 seconds, feeling stable and grounded on your left leg. Now slowly reach your right hand forward and slightly to the right, as if reaching for something on a shelf. Hold for 2 seconds, then slowly return to center. Shift your weight back to both feet. Take a breath. Now repeat on the other side, shifting weight to your right leg, lifting your left foot, and reaching with your left hand. Do this sequence 10 times on each side, moving slowly and breathing deeply throughout. The key is slow, controlled movements. If you start to wobble, that's okay. That wobbling is actually your balance system getting stronger. But always keep that chair nearby for safety. To make it easier, keep both feet on the ground and just shift your weight without lifting. To make it harder, close your eyes for a few seconds during the weight shift, but only if you feel very stable and have someone nearby. Do this exercise daily, and within 3 to 4 weeks, you'll notice a significant improvement in your balance. You'll feel more confident when walking on uneven surfaces, and you'll recover more quickly if you start to stumble. But balance isn't the only concern as we age. There's another silent problem that affects millions of seniors.
Exercise number 4, heel drops for bone density. Exercise number 4 targets something that walking actually doesn't help much with, bone density. You see, after 75, bone loss accelerates, especially in women. This condition, called osteoporosis, makes your bones fragile and more likely to fracture. And here's the thing most people don't realize. Walking is not enough to maintain or build bone density. Why? Because bones respond to impact and load. Walking is low impact, which is great for your joints, but not strong enough to stimulate bone growth. That's where heel drops come in. This simple exercise creates just enough impact to signal your bones to stay strong and even rebuild density. A 2022 study from the University of Exeter found that seniors who performed heel drops for just 2 minutes a day increased their heel bone density by 6% in 1 year. That might not sound like much, but it's the difference between breaking a bone in a fall and walking away uninjured. Here's how to do heel drops correctly and safely. Stand next to a countertop or sturdy chair, holding on lightly for balance. Your feet should be hip-width apart. Rise up onto your toes as high as you comfortably can, lifting your heels off the ground. Pause for a moment at the top. Then, instead of slowly lowering, drop your heels down quickly so they hit the ground with a firm impact. Not a slam that hurts, but a definite thump. The impact is what stimulates bone growth, so you want to feel that contact with the floor. However, if you have severe osteoporosis or joint problems, start very gently and check with your doctor first. Perform 10 drops, rest for 30 seconds, then do another set of 10 drops. Work up to 3 sets of 10 drops, doing this exercise 5 days a week. Now, here's an important note. You should feel the impact in your heels and maybe slightly in your shins, but never pain. If you feel any joint pain, reduce the height of your drop or the intensity of the impact. To make it easier, don't rise as high on your toes and drop from a lower height. To make it harder, do single leg heel drops once you've built confidence and strength. I had a patient named Dorothy, 81 years old, who was diagnosed with osteopenia, the precursor to osteoporosis. Her doctor wanted to put her on medication, but she asked if there was anything else she could try first. I recommended heel drops, along with other exercises. After 18 months, her bone density scan showed improvement, and she avoided medication entirely. Her doctor was amazed. Now, we're almost at the final exercise, but this last one ties everything together and is perhaps the most important for maintaining your independence. Exercise number 5, the standing heel-to-toe walk. Exercise number 5 is the standing heel-to-toe walk, and in my experience, it's one of the most powerful exercises for overall mobility and confidence. This exercise, also called tandem walking, challenges your balance, strengthens your ankles, and improves your coordination all at once. Why is this so important? Think about walking in your daily life. You're constantly navigating narrow spaces, turning corners, and adjusting your steps. The heel-to-toe walk trains your body for these real-world challenges better than almost any other exercise. Here's how to perform it safely. Stand next to a wall or counter where you can reach out for support if needed. Start with your feet together. Now take a step forward, placing your right heel directly in front of your left toes, so they're touching or nearly touching. Your feet should form a straight line. Pause and find your balance. Take a breath. Now step forward with your left foot, placing your left heel in front of your right toes. Continue walking in this heel-to-toe pattern for 10 steps. Turn around carefully and walk back for another 10 steps. The key here is maintaining that straight line and feeling stable with each step. If you start to wobble, that's your balance system working and getting stronger. Touch the wall if you need to, but try to use minimal support. As you get better, you'll find you need less and less help from the wall. Do this exercise twice a day, morning and evening, and aim for 20 total steps each time. To make it easier, walk alongside a wall with one hand lightly touching it for balance. You can also widen your stance slightly, not quite heel to toe, but still challenging your balance. To make it harder, try it without any wall support, or close your eyes for a few steps once you're very confident. You can even add gentle head turns while walking to really challenge your vestibular system. I remember Thomas, a 76-year-old patient who loved to travel but was becoming afraid of navigating airports because of the crowds and uneven surfaces. After practicing the heel-to-toe walk for 8 weeks, his confidence returned. He told me he felt 20 years younger when walking, and he booked a trip to visit his son in Seattle.
And here's the golden rule I want you to remember, the same one I shared with Margaret after her recovery. Consistency is always better than intensity. Don't push yourself too hard, too fast. Progress gradually, increasing your repetitions or difficulty by just 10 to 20% each week. Within 8 to 12 weeks, you'll notice remarkable changes. Better balance, more confidence, less joint pain, and most importantly, a much lower risk of falls. You'll be able to do the activities you love with less fear and more freedom. Remember, walking is wonderful, and you should absolutely keep doing it. But if you want to truly protect your independence, reduce your fall risk, and maintain your quality of life after 75, these 5 exercises are the missing piece you've been looking for. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who could benefit from these exercises. And if you want to learn even more about staying strong, mobile, and independent as you age, make sure to subscribe to the channel.